Welcome to day 4 of our countdown project. This is the mantelpiece design that we're working on. We've already worked on the foundation, bottom, the back, and the decor in days 1, 2, and 3. Today in day 4, we're going to be working on the back layer. And that means we are going to cut out a few things and adjust a few things that we're going to be working on. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So let's go over to Design Space and load up the 2 items that we need today. You're going to need one PNG file and one SVG. Now, for this particular project, of course, you're going to need this one called the back layer strip, and that is an SVG file. And then we have decor that's over here. This is called back layer fireplace, and that's a PNG file, so we want that one as well. We are going to add those to the canvas. Great. Everything is looking good here. Let's just grab this out of the way. Now I'm going to ungroup this one so we can add our score lines. So let's ungroup everything and I'll explain everything. This is the back layer itself, and it is a group. So on the very top, I'm going to click on the one that looks like 2 parallel lines here. If I look up over here in operations, it's red. I'm going to change those to a score line. Pretty simple. Grab those 2 together and attach them. Now I have a little strip piece here, and that is for making things stick out. We may need 1 or 2 of these, or maybe 3, but first of all, I want to get my score lines in place so that I'm not working on it. And you'll see the black back layer strip here has 3 little dots that you can see right here. I'm going to click on it. Up in operation, it turned to red, and I'm just going to click on score. And if I click away, these are now score lines. I'm going to grab those and attach them. And we can cut out, say, 4 of these. So I'm just going to hold my Alt key down. I've selected it. Alt key, drag, drag. I'm lifting the mouse button in between, so now I have 4. So now we have everything that we want right here for the background piece. I'm just going to slide it out of the way, because we want to work on these. Now I'm going to increase my zoom here because I really want you to see what I'm doing. Let's bring it down. You should be able to see that quite well. Now I'm going to have to break these up because we want them to print then cut separately. So just as we did before, I'm just going to grab a shape, this time a square, just like I did before. I'm going to put it over top of this chair. I'm going to hold down the Alt key while it's selected and hide this chair. Alt key again, and this is our cat, and I'm going to have to make it a bit bigger. I don't have to resize it. And then I don't have to worry about the fireplace because with everything else cut out, you're not going to have to worry about it. So let's start. I'll come up in the corner and let's select these 2 items and slice. We'll take them all apart in a second. These 2 items and slice. And finally the cat and the square, and I'm going to slice it. Now let's get rid of all these extra big black squares. This is nice and dark, so let's get rid of one of these. You just need 1. And I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to move the chair out of the way. And I'm going to get rid of the one behind. I don't need this one or this one, but I have this one. Now they're going to be, a good size for putting inside. We have a mantelpiece that goes in between, so you can set your chairs any which way you want. The one we really have to work on, of course, is the cat. I do like to put an offset around these, but you don't need to do that this time because it is white behind the white. But I am going to have the offset for the cat because we're going to color this in by hand a little later. So let's come up here to offset. Now it's going to be large. So let's highlight it here when it says distance and put 0.1 and just see what we get. Well, we get a few lines in between. So let's increase it. let's go 0.15. Just hit my tab key, and it's just about there. Let's see if I can make it 1.17. And I still have a small part that's going to cut here. And let's add a little 5 at the end here. And it is still there. Wow. Okay, let's go 1.8. And it's gone. Now, how do I know it's gone? Well, let's click apply. And you can see there are no holes showing through on this whatsoever. It is pure black. So let's change that black to white. And of course, the last thing we want to do here is select both the background and the cat, and we're going to come over here and click on flatten. Perfect. So now we have everything ready to cut out. Now there's some small little lines here to cut out, and I'm a little concerned about cutting small lines. I prefer not to. So let's click on offset for our fireplace. Now that's a bit big, so let's get rid of the 8 at the end here. And just click away, and that gives us a few little curls, but nothing that's going to bother us too much. So let's click on apply. I'm going to change that from black to white. And the reason I changed them to white is that white doesn't print, it just cuts out. So let's grab that together and flatten it. Now, if you want everything to cut precisely, having an outline around it or an offset really works well. So let's click on our offset for our chair here. It's a bit big, so we're going to make this 0.05 because there'll be no holes around it. And click on apply. Once again, change the black to white. Grab these two together and flatten them. One last one to do here. Let's go to our offset. It picks up the last thing that we did. All we need to do is click apply. Click on the black, change it to white, and now highlight it and flatten it. So everything is ready to go. You can add more chairs if you want. We have a cat that's going to be there. And of course, we are going to be playing with the top inch here. So let's just imagine what we're going to see here. I'm just going to bring this into place. We're going to have a fireplace in the middle. Now it can stick up a little bit, which is really nice. And then we can have the chairs off to the side. And of course, if you want the cat here, the cat looks pretty big compared to the fireplace. So I am going to increase the size of the fireplace. So I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. It doesn't have to be huge. And that looks better to me. And then we would probably have our chairs on either side. This will be on white. And then I can put the cat on top. So let me just grab the cat here, arrange it, and bring it to the front. Still a bit big, so I am going to shrink it a little bit. And you're just eyeballing things, and of course the cat's going to sit right in here, and you'll see that in the layers when we go to put everything together. All right, we have a couple of these. We actually have 4 of them in case we want these items to all stand out. And I believe I have 2 more hiding here. Yes, I do. Just grab those and just put them all over here. What happened here? I'm always hitting the wrong thing. Okay, just grab that one last piece. Okay, just click away, just grab that, stick it over here, and then go right to the edge. Okay, let's get rid of our zoom. So there we have everything that we're going to be working on. We have the print then cut items. We have the things that are going to make us 3D if we decide to do so. We'll also use foam pads perhaps, but we'll play with it when we want. But we have a few of them available. All right, your job right now is to make sure that you're going to make everything here. And of course up at the top, it always goes 11.7 paper. You want to change that to 8.5 by 11. and it's going to fit on half a sheet. Now, I don't know whether your printer can use the sheets that you've already printed from before, but you can decide how you want to do that and how your printer works. But we need these all print then cut. And then, of course, on the last one, we have our 4 little tabs and our layer background or a layer strip all ready to go. So let's go ahead, let's cut this out, and tomorrow we're going to put together this back layer.